There's points where you just are thankful for rain and you are happy it's there. It makes for a good Sunday afternoon nap, things like that. But where I'm at in the mid state, I'm very ready for this rain to be done. All it is doing is making the days longer, making it even harder to wait on football season, wait for the fall, wait for kickoff. And it's really annoying because I don't need any more challenges in my way as we are in an anticipatory fashion waiting on college football season to get here. Welcome to the Rocky Top Rundown. My name is Alec. With me is Logan on a rainy, wet, and honestly dreary Sunday afternoon as we are currently recording this. Hopefully by the time you get to this, it is not, you are not able to describe the day like that. But Logan, how are you doing this weekend?
I'm feeling the same. Although I will say on the east side of the state, the sun is actually out now, poking through the clouds. So that's good. But yeah, no, I'm waiting for the rain to go away because I really needed to pressure wash the house. So, and it's been rainy and muggy, and I'm not doing it in that.
Fair
So
enough.
yeah, hey, but hopefully it's better. I'm trying to play a little golf this week as I get back into the school year. So yeah, I need the weather to lighten up some without it being too incredibly hot.
No, I get it. And but it's either this time of year it's either our current weather conditions or 100 degrees.
Yes.
So it's like pick your poison. Do you want to be able
Yes.
to have no choice to go outside, or do you want to die when you go outside? So it's a catch 22, I guess. But yeah. So Logan, we are, what are we? Maybe 10 days. We are 10 days away from DGG's commitment
Yep.
announcement. And I feel like
Ohio State fans are coping.
I was about to say, I feel like Ohio State fans are taking special interest into Tennessee fans everywhere. On our TikTok and Instagram, there are comments from what I assume are Ohio State fans because they are making comments about, they could be other SEC fans, but like there was one where I can't remember exactly what they said, but I was like, you're definitely an Ohio State fan and you just are salty that you're about to lose 2 5 stars to Tennessee in back-to-back years, and I hate it for you, but I don't at the same time. I guess not back-to-back years, 2 of the last 3 years,
The last three.
but still, you're losing out on guys that you normally would get, and so not that we're sitting here calling our shots or anything, but confidence continues to rise. Logan, you sent me a photo or a screenshot of Austin Price giving Tennessee a 65% chance of landing him, which is much
What he
different
says.
than his 50-50 that he's been for months now. And so that's a good sign. And I saw people saying that maybe the uncle had that interview to strategically get some things rolling on the Ohio State side to see if there was anything they could do. But when Ohio State said, "Hey, mega sponsor Nike, help us out," Logan, what did Nike say?
No, thank you. We don't do high school athletes.
Exactly, which makes you
So
all the more thankful that Tennessee is with Adidas, where Adidas has taken a special interest in high school athletes. And I mean, we talked a lot about jersey stuff already, but how cool is it that Tristan Keys was the face of Adidas's website? I think is still the face of Adidas's website.
yeah, that is cool.
When you go to adidas.com, a man that hasn't even played a snap for your football team is the cover athlete in the midst of Adidas's the the pinnacle of Adidas's main sport is currently happening in the World Cup, and they don't have a soccer athlete on the front page of the U.S.
Yeah,
Adidas website. They have Tristan
yeah,
Keys.
yeah. That's a
So
big deal. It's cool. I mean, it's just another recruiting tool you can use too, right? So I mean, uh, no, it's a big deal. It's a good time. You and I go back and forth on the jerseys, things like that. But from a monetary standpoint and an overall standpoint, I mean, it was absolutely the right move.
100%.
So,
Not only are you getting
uh,
20 million a year, but you're getting this extra push in recruiting.
yeah, absolutely. And with that, and then them getting the orange right, no matter how bad the numbers on the jerseys are, it's still a win.
Listen, I think you'll grow to like him. Actually, I
Now,
don't. I don't. Once you decide you don't like something, you give it no shot.
well,
So
I would have more open mind, but I've had multiple people tell me that they agreed with me, so it made me feel like okay, I'm not just being dramatic.
right.
Like my dad thinks they're too big. Our buddy Jonathan thinks they're too big. So I was like, okay. So it made me like, okay, I'm not just being like dramatic and picky about it.
That's fair.
Like, there's a legit argument to it. So,
Yeah.
um,
But
yeah,
speaking, go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say, and the more I look at it, the more I'm disappointed they got rid of the orange collar,
Mm.
but, on the white jerseys. But
Would you rather have had the orange collar or the orange dot as a throwback, kind of tip of the cap to the '90s uniforms?
I don't remember. Was there ever an orange collar in the '90s?
No, no, no. I'm saying,
Oh, you're saying. I see what you're saying.
would you rather have the
Um,
collar or the orange dot that is a throwback to the '90s?
I like the orange collar better.
Gotcha. Again, that's where we disagree. I think I like the orange dot.
I
So
like the I like the orange collar better. And again, you and I just come in way different on the jerseys. I think I was looking at it, and the more I looked at it, I think the white SEC logo on the dark mode looks way better than the orange.
hmm,
I do. I actually prefer the white logo when I started looking at it. So I
interesting.
was like, maybe Alec and I will agree on something at some point on these uniforms. But
Maybe. Hey, it's good for content that we disagree.
yeah, there you go.
So
So, but I think we can all agree that they need to get rid of the two stripes on the pants.
hmm, take it or leave it.
Yeah. No, I mean I can go either way, but
I
I'm like,
would like the
even right
checkerboard to
here.
come back.
So so just so everybody knows, in the background, I have on the 2021 dark mode game against South Carolina, which was the debut of the dark mode jerseys.
Right.
In those, the SEC logo is white.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's been white, right? Hadn't it been orange the last 2 years?
Was the 2021 South Carolina game or the 2021 Georgia game the debut of the black
South
jerseys?
Carolina. They wore them against Georgia that year.
Okay.
They played Georgia in November.
Gotcha.
The first game was it was because they had the white helmets, and maybe that's part of the reason it has the white SEC logo.
Right.
Which the white helmets were not bad.
I
The dark
didn't.
mode helmets
Yeah.
look way better. But I
Agreed.
mean, like these white with the black outline and stuff is not bad at all. Like
Right.
it's a fine look.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I like the white SEC logo. I think it looks fine. But about everything else is the same, I think.
Yeah.
So
And if you're wondering what Logan's referring to, on our social media, on TikTok, Instagram, I posted a reaction video now that all the jerseys were out and kind of giving my thoughts and everything. And so I put all those there. And one day we'll get Logan the confidence to be able to make a selfie video
no,
and put it on
it's
social
not my
media.
wheelhouse.
But
Not my wheelhouse.
Logan, speaking of monetary advantages that Tennessee has now with Adidas, another one is coming down the pipe for Tennessee with the Neyland Entertainment District. And that is a kind of polarizing subject depending on how old, well, sorry, not old, let me back up, how much of a traditionalist you are when it comes to Tennessee
Now
athletics.
let's back that up again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. G10 is not a traditionalist thing. It's not.
Okay,
It's not. It is a how much we can say how much of a tailgater you are,
that's fair.
or like that could be an individual tradition type thing.
Right.
That's not a Tennessee tradition.
Yeah.
So I don't
So,
think we can lump that into Tennessee traditionalism.
yeah.
G10, that's overblown.
So yeah, Danny White and the University of Tennessee announced that I want to say maybe 6 months ago that this entertainment district was being proposed, was being looked at, things like that. And so essentially, this will be an entertainment district that will connect Thompson Bowling Arena, now Food City Center, and Neyland Stadium. Which I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this out there, Logan. Tell me what you think. But as far as where the men's and women's basketball teams and the volleyball team conduct their athletic events on University of Tennessee's campus, it will always be Thompson Bowling Arena to me
Correct.
until
Correct.
we are given money to say otherwise.
And technically, it is.
Right.
You're supposed to say what is it?
It's
Thompson Bowling Arena at the
at
Food City Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but whatever. But it will connect it'll connect Thompson Bowling Arena and Neyland Stadium, and there will be more parking. There will be a hotel. There will be streets side restaurants and all these things. If you've been to, St. Louis is a good example. If you've been to the Cardinals game and seen what that looks like, what I think the Braves have one. In some ways, if you've been to where Jerry World is in Dallas, the Ranger Stadium, and then Jerry World, and there's one more arena over there that I'm forgetting, right? But
Can't remember.
anyways, there's storefronts, there's restaurants, there's things like that to make these spaces that are typically used, periodically throughout the year, be these year-round tourism spots. And so, I would imagine there will probably be an alumni hall. I would actually not alumni hall. I wouldn't be shocked if there's another Vol shop put into this
Sure.
entertainment district
Yep.
to help, especially on game days. But there'll be restaurants, things like that. And so, the big hubbub that comes with this is that it will require G10 parking garage and G11. It's not just G10. There's a couple of parking garages that are going to be affected by this construction, but they will break ground sometime soon, and this project will go through the summer of 2028. So it's going to be 2 seasons of inconvenience, potentially 3. Knowing how construction projects can go, that timeline's probably going to slide a little bit to the right, and I wouldn't be shocked
Yeah.
if in the 2028 season we're still dealing with some of this. But that really only matters if you have a parking pass or are a tailgater, as Logan was saying, in the G10 parking garage. If you have Twitter, and maybe even if you don't, I know it's circulated on other platforms, but Dan Furman tweeted out this great summary of what all this entails from a financial standpoint. And so I want to read some of that, and then Logan and I, we can discuss what's going on. But he tweeted out that this is going to be a 440,000 square foot sports entertainment hub, a luxury hybrid condo hotel towering over the stadium with a rooftop bar with direct field views, and then 100,000 square feet of indoor/outdoor plaza space. He says that this isn't an upgrade, it's a massive revenue engine. Some big highlights here. There's zero cost to the university. The developer finances and manages the $280 million build. Guaranteed rent, Tennessee is going to be receiving $1.5 million annually in base rent, and then they're also going to get 3 to 5% of revenue share, gross revenue, from the hotel and the district. And then in 40 years, the university can choose to buy this back from the developer. And so, like I said, it's going to take about 2 years, and so there'll be some displacement of parking and different things like that. So very interested to see what that does for traffic flow and for game day flow for the next 2 years. But Dan Furman highlighted some things that are 2 big things about this. One, when you get into recruiting, imagine being able to take recruits. You leave a game early or leave a game at halftime, and you can take them to the hotel, and the hotel rooftop should overlook Neyland. And so they can go and see from the outside what Neyland looks like from the inside. And that's super cool. Like, that is a great recruiting tactic to be able to overlook everything that's going on. And then the other part of it is year-round monetization. And so you're turning that part of the campus that really only gets used, let's say, there's maybe 20 home games for men, 20 home games for women, basketball, and then volleyball, probably another 10, 15. So that's 50, and then 7 football games. So you're looking at roughly 60 times a year that part of campus is getting effectively used. And
I mean, I think during baseball too they'll use it, weekends, base
Right.
series and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, without this district there, that portion of campus is really only getting used for game days. So hopefully this district will then create reason for people
Sure.
to go
Sure.
year round. Like, what kind of restaurants do they bring in, put down there? Is it going to be fine dining? Is it going to be some more, maybe upscale fast food, thinking like a one of the nicer burger places? Or are they able to convince a Knoxville staple like a Litton's to go in?
Yeah.
And things like that. Or does Dead End get a second location, which would be phenomenal if they got a second location. But anyways, it just, all that to say, that's what's going on. And so, bottom line, Tennessee is for sure going to get 1.5 million a year. But let's say, which I think this number is probably low, but I just did it for kicks and giggles. If the district makes $10 million a year, Tennessee could get up to 500,000 on that back just by it existing. And so this is you hear a lot of, and people that have lots of money say, hey, figure out a way for passive income. There is no better way for passive income than to let someone else come do all the work, handle all the vendors, the restaurants and everything, and then they just essentially give you the money for the next 40 years, and then you can buy it and make even more money if you want to. But in today's day and age, you cannot scoff at an extra potentially $2 million coming in each year.
No, not at all. I mean, this is a money making thing now, right? Like it's what the TV deals are for. It's why they've raised ticket prices. Like you have to be ahead of the game and making money or rev share and things like that, or you're gonna get left behind. So like as much as it sucks, and I know people differ, and I'm a proponent of paying guys money. I think when they bring as much money in as they do for these universities, like they should get money. I think, and we've talked about it before, and I'm sure we'll talk about it again. I think the transfer portal is bigger than paying the
Yeah.
players. I think that's a bigger issue, but um, it's one of those things where you just have to scout.
Logan's dogs are going crazy.
So it's just one of those things where you have to do what you can to make money, and this is by far cutting edge. I mean,
Yeah.
getting with all the foot traffic during game days and stuff like that in that area, like you said, if you're bringing in shops, restaurants, um, I mean, just all kinds of stuff, right? You are going to like you got to spend money to make money is
Yeah.
basically what their philosophy on this is,
Right.
and like the fact that they're going to be able to collect a percentage of things, um, I think it's going to make the game day atmosphere better.
Yeah.
There's more to do, and I'm not a big tailgater, so
Right.
like I don't like tailgating. It's just not my thing. So like it's just something else that you can do that day. You can kind of spend all day, you know. Like this year, I'm going to try to spend more time at Market Square. My wife really likes Market Square, so like games she goes to, we'll go to Market Square and then go to the games and stuff. And it's that same kind of feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can go down to shops, go eat different restaurants and things like that. And I think the big thing is too. I'm with you. Like imagine being able to take recruits. They have the hotel there. They can stay at the hotel overlooking the stadium. It's just going to be a cool dynamic that not many people have.
Yeah. And I think the big thing that is a sign of, hey, this is a good idea and this is, as Logan, you said, revolutionary, is the fact that there are other schools that are also moving quickly to get in on this. Like Tennessee is, I want to say Tennessee and maybe Louisville are the only two schools that are actively, like they have plans and they are moving forward. If it's not Louisville, it's Kentucky. But they are moving forward to bring in this entertainment district, which Kentucky's kind of always had it. You know, their arena, Rep Arena, sits literally in a mall, so Kentucky's kind of always been ahead of the game there. But it's one of those things where yeah, it makes complete sense to do this. I mean, I can't imagine what those hotel rooms are going to cost during football season. I mean, you think about what Airbnbs go for in Knoxville, what the hotels over in Farragut go for. They're doubling their prices back in Farragut, which is without game day traffic, a 20-minute drive to the stadium. You put game day traffic on it, that's a 45-minute drive to get to the stadium because of all the stop and go traffic that you're in. And so I think that it's a huge deal that you're able to do this. And then, what packages can you sell? Like, I'm not going to be shocked if we start to see, giveaways where you get your ticket, you can get a hotel room and free parking and all of that and lumped up. And, what was normally a $100 ticket to get to a game, you're now being able to sell for $1,000 because a hotel room's coming with it for one night and then parking in the garage down there and things like that. And so I think the funny thing is with this, people are all upset about G10 and losing parking and all this, but the plans will actually add just over 200 parking spots to that G10 garage.
Yep.
And I would hope at least that the flow of the garage is much better. Because say what you want about the G10 garage. We tried to get out of the G10 garage after the spring game.
Garages are terrible. They're terrible.
Yeah, and it was rough getting out of the spring game. Like honestly, all of those parking lots are pretty bad to get out of because I mean, even for the athletics sale, I think I parked in G4, the G4 lot directly across from the athletic complex, and it still wasn't the easiest to get out when I left at 8:30 that night. So it's hopefully they're able to continue to do renovations and things like that all around. But yeah, I mean it is too big of a win overall to not take the swing and see what happens. And I think those that are upset about the garage are just looking for something to be upset about. And I know, and I do hate this statement I'm about to make. And Logan, I think you're probably going to disagree with it. I don't know that there's there are definitely exceptions to this statement. I don't know that there are many pieces of tradition that can't be outbought at this point. I think there's ways
Yeah.
to prevent it. Like I think Pilot preserving Neyland Stadium rather than renaming it Pilot Stadium is a way to get the money in without losing the tradition. But you still have Pilot logos on the field, right? No, they're not on the field. No, they're on the field. Yeah. And there's ways to make it look good. I mean, at least we're not Arkansas with the yellow Walmart logo on our red field. But
Hmm.
I think I think there's other things that you got to figure out how to make as much money as possible to be able to afford what's going on in college athletics to stay competitive. And unfortunately, there are things like this that are going to be stuck in the crosshairs. But I think this is going to, even if it wasn't a revenue thing, I think even if it wasn't revenue motivated, I think this is a good upgrade for especially football game days because Vol Village gets overwhelmed, Student Union gets chaotic. So if you can add one more space for all that foot traffic to head for food, for shops, or things like that, I think that's only a win on Saturdays.
Yeah. Well, again, and we're not even talking about traditionalism and being bought. Like this is not Tennessee tradition. This is people that park in that garage at tailgate and have for years. That's fine, but this is not a Tennessee football tradition.
Right.
So that's different, anyways. Um, and like, no, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree. Like, do I think? I think you have to be careful because I don't necessarily know that there's a tradition that can't be bought, but there's a tradition that can cost you your job.
Oh, 100%.
So, like, you can sell like whatever you want to,
Yeah.
but if it goes the wrong way with the wrong people, it doesn't. It may not cost you your job now, but as soon as things go wrong, it's going to cost you your job.
Correct. Which and
So,
I think Danny White probably has a good read on that, and he's got his. I think his leadership also has a very good read on that. So I mean, I don't know how much more tradition. I mean, how long has the band been taking the route that they were taking before it got moved around?
I don't know, but it's very infuriating. Their route sucks now.
Yeah, but like that's something that I wouldn't have ever thought would really get touched,
Yeah.
and
Well,
all of
that's
that.
because people were on all about people started complaining about foot traffic and are they trying to improve traffic in and out of the city? I don't even know. I don't know. Hopefully that goes is better this year.
Yeah,
That is I don't even get me started on that. That's football tradition, the band, and they've made it much harder to see the band.
correct.
But um uh but yeah, no, I mean he's got a pretty good pulse on him. He brought back the Vol signs.
Hmm.
They were very like you said with Pilot. They A plus on how they handled Pilot
Hmm.
and how Pilot handled it. Very subtle. Home of the Vols up on the press box, you know, um, things like that. Like they've got Pilot everywhere in there, but it's not something you like. It's not gaudy.
Correct. Like the Yeehaw
So
Brewing sign is more noticeable than the Pilot logos in the stadium.
yeah, yeah.
So
So
yeah, it's overall I think they handled that super well.
yeah. So I think they have a pretty good grasp on that stuff, and I don't think like I don't know. I think that's a. I guess what you how you how, the you kind of protected yourself with there's exceptions to this statement because like would somebody pay a bunch of money for Tennessee to change their and this is not even really going in the direction you were talking about, but like would Tennessee take a certain amount of money to change their logo from the Power T to something else?
Right. Which would be great. Like I will say, I think a patch on the jersey would send an uproar through the fan base.
Which that's silly. There's nothing wrong with a patch on the jersey. You don't even notice it eventually.
Right, but it's still just like I would hear and understand the argument of we're Tennessee, we don't need that patch on our jersey.
See, I no, see, I think that's silly. I hope they get a patch on their jersey soon. That's easy money
I
that you
guess
don't
so.
even notice.
Yeah.
You don't even notice, especially if you get something like if you did Pilot in that and Pilot and you just said Pilot right there.
Right.
You're not gonna notice that. Put it in white, put it in orange.
Right.
Like
It'll look better than Wisconsin with Culver's.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you're not really gonna like when you. I know you're not a big NBA guy anymore, but when you watch the NBA, do you hardly notice their
No.
jersey, their patch anymore?
No.
No.
But they have a spot for it. And I think that'll be the big difference is that because both both shoulder spots are taken with SEC and Adidas logo right now. So where would that patch go? Would be my question. And if it goes on the sleeves, then cool, whatever. But
You can put the Adidas logo right here.
you could, or you could put the sponsor logo right there, right under the
That's
Power
where the
T.
that's where the power is. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I thought you meant under the Power T
No,
symbol.
no, I mean right there.
But anyways, yeah. If you're listening, we appreciate your help. We are having a good time with this. The support and maybe lack of support in the comments, or not lack of support, but anti-support in the comments on our different outlets has been fun to watch and see. So please make sure you subscribe, and rate. There we go. And we really appreciate it. Follow us on all our socials. We're on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. So, but Logan, let's look ahead, on this kind of crappy Sunday as we are waiting on what is to come in the football season. This is our first football season, starting a football season with the podcast. And so I think it's going to be good to have the conversation. What do you love about Saturdays in the fall?
Let's just start from the beginning. I love waking up and seeing Pat McAfee on my television.
Are you a Pat McAfee fan?
Oh, dude, Pat McAfee has improved that show by a gazillion. He's offset the terribleness that has Nick Saban up there. Nick Saban brings nothing to that show.
Right.
So, yeah, no, Pat McAfee's awesome. Like, Pat McAfee, you can say what you want to, and he acts like a buffoon, because he kind of is.
Right.
But, like, he has legitimate, educated football takes. Like, it's not like he just goes up there and, like, he knows what he's talking about. Like, Pat McAfee's better than Desmond Howard.
It's fair.
Like, Kirk Herbstreit is the gold standard of college football broadcasting and coverage, for sure. Like, I mean, Pat McAfee is not. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's not far behind, but like he's the second best guy on that set.
Yeah.
I mean, Desmond Howard doesn't bring a whole lot. Nick Saban brings relatively nothing. Just the fact that he's Nick Saban. I mean, his homerism is through the at least Kirk doesn't ever really seem like a homer.
Right.
Like
even when his son was on Ohio State, you couldn't tell.
Yeah. I mean, and then like, what am I going to do? Am I going to turn off that and watch SEC Nation?
Or worse, big
12 weeks
kickoff.
in a row. Well, 12 weeks in a row. Shoot, Big Noon Kickoff may be better than SEC Nation. Freaking 12 weeks of Tim Tebow telling me that all that matters is that these guys play with heart, or freaking Paul Feinbaum up there trying to be a mix of Pat McAfee and Lee Corso. I don't even know what Paul Feinbaum does up there, and he's a Tennessee guy.
No,
and then freaking what's his face? Roman Harper.
Yeah,
that's just another Alabama homer. Like he's given Tennessee some credit the last few years on some stuff, but some stuff is just blatant.
Right.
And then they don't even have Jordan Rodgers this year, so like Jordan Rodgers is the only thing worth watching on that show.
They need to put Cole Kubelik on that. I think Cole Kubelik's one of the best SEC Nation or SEC Network analysts that they've got.
Listen, do you know what their take away Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit? Their premier crew was Tom Hart, Jordan Rodgers, and Cole Kubelik.
Mm-hmm.
And they got rid of it, which is ignorant. Aaron Murray. We have to listen to Aaron Murray on Saturday nights now. That's terrible.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's good for Jordan Rodgers. It means he's moving up. I'm sure he's going to full-time ESPN stuff.
Right.
So, or did I say Aaron Rodgers or Jordan Rodgers? Jordan Rodgers, whatever.
Yeah.
Good for him. Yeah, but yeah, no. So all that to say, Tim Tebow, terrible SEC Nation announcer. Y'all can say what you want about him, nice guy, whatever. He has no analysis whatsoever. He just talks about guys. You watch him this year. All he does is talk about toughness and playing with heart and whatever else. Like there's very little analysis. He is miserable to watch.
Right.
I don't care. And and he's a Gator, so he's automatically not a good guy. But very little football analysis. And the bad part is he knows more about football than me, but he offers zero of it on television. All he wants to talk about is heart. So, yeah, all that to say, starting off Saturday morning, college game day, kick off my day. Best part about falls in the Saturday. That's my first one.
Okay.
What's your first one?
Oh, I mean, I listen for me, like I didn't necessarily mean it as a ranking. Just like to
No,
me,
but
it's
I'm just giving. I'm not saying like that's my top one. I'm just saying
oh
that's one
yeah,
of
yeah.
mine.
No, like I mean, yeah, I'll start from the beginning with you too. It's just, especially maybe not in September, but you hit October and you wake up and there's that crispness in the air when you wake up and it's a little cold in the house because you still have the AC on, but it's like in the 40s at night, but it's still getting up in the 80s during the day. So, the air hasn't really ran. You don't have the heat on yet, things like that. And yeah, it's turning on college game day. I mean, that is a tradition I cannot wait to pass down to my son as he gets older and understands what's going on. I know there's a lot of things about TV time, and I don't know that my wife will like this, but Saturdays in the fall, TV
Patterns are
time's out the
different.
window.
Yeah, that's
Like
different.
we get a special exception for TV time.
Yeah,
And in the fall, it's college football's on all day on Saturday. We may
yeah.
be
If he
doing
wants to watch
stuff.
football with me, he's watching football with me.
Yeah, like we
Yep.
may be walking around doing things, but we we are we are going to have the football. TV will have football on it until that 7:30 kick is over. After that, I'll probably go to bed. But at that point, when 10:30 hits, I don't know that there are many games I care too much to watch. They are great though for the drive back from Knoxville when we drive back on Saturday nights. But yeah, love waking up about that part. But Logan, specifically heading to the stadium, you know, what do you love? What do you love
So
when you're in Knoxville? Now that you
pulling
lived there,
into
but
my pulling into my parking spot. And I'm not, and I like Market Square. Walking through Market Square, and you, like you said, that crisp is in the air. You're walking through Market Square. You're just starting to see orange everywhere. Like it's awesome. You're walking through, and then the route we take, uh, we walk by the convention center, and we walk
mm,
across the bridge under the World's Fair Park. Um, and then we get down to the end of that road. We take a left. We get by the parking garage above the police station.
yeah,
The campus police station for everybody who knows where that is, kind of on the hill.
yeah, going towards
Um,
Ayers.
yeah, going towards Ayers. Take our right, and we get down to Neyland Drive.
Hmm.
And you take that left on Neyland Drive, and about that time you take that left, and you see it open up, and the University of Tennessee sign on the bridge, and the stadium's in the back to the left, and there's just orange everywhere.
It's a C.
It's just, there's nothing like it. And by the time we're getting there nowadays, it's about Vol Walk time. So then you're head towards the Vol Walk, and everybody's getting ready for the Vol Walk, and um, yeah, it's just then you're like, okay, it's about that time,
Yeah,
almost that time.
Vol walk hits and they're all walking down and you hear the band. It's always so fun to see the kids they're there for the first time, getting to see these larger than life players, getting to see the coaches. Like it never. I don't know that it'll ever get old being like hearing a kid on top of his or her parents, their dad's shoulders, being like Dad, like there's Heupel, there's Coach Heupel, and or whatever quarterback it is. Like you just hear all these little kids yelling Joey's name, Nico's name, Joe's name, Hendon's name, whoever the quarterback may be. But and then if there's a like particularly like when Squirrel was here, everyone who Squirrel was because he was the smallest guy in
Yeah,
the line, but or on the flip side, like when Big E would walk through, like people would call his name out because they could see him and things like that. The Vol walk is just I don't know. There's something about it. They all walk through and then it's not like the excitement dies when it's over because then the police come through, they take the gates down and it opens back up and is that
and the
still
gates are
Neyland?
open. You can get into the
Correct,
stadium.
but I'm saying they've got the gates to the road. They take those
Yeah,
up, and people start. It all converges into the road, and then you head over to Vol Village. At least this is what we do. We head over to Vol Village and try to get food. I feel like this year, depending on what time you got there, there was no food left. But you get done with that and you head back for Vol or not Vol Walk, but for the band.
yeah, yeah. I didn't go to Vol Village as much this year. I think I went once. I was more hanging around the student center and even over there at Truly's.
Hmm.
Got a couple Texas Roadhouse days. Um, but yeah, no, that is post Vol Walk trying to kind of figure out because then by that point I'm like a little kid on Christmas. I want to go. I don't want to sit in the stadium for forever, but I'm also like I don't want to do anything else. I'm just ready for football to start.
Right.
So it's a very weird time. Um, but But yeah, no, that post fall walk feeling is nothing else. I got another one for you that is kind of out of left field, but one of my favorite things about Saturdays is obviously the band performance. Right? They make the tee, all this stuff, the flyover. It's all awesome. But one specific underrated thing that I love, that I hate, but that I love, is the fact, and nobody else in the league does it. I've been to a third of the stadiums now. Nobody's done it yet, and I bet nobody else does it. Nothing outside of officials can unite a crowd into the sweet chorus of boos, like welcoming the other team by playing their fight song.
Yeah.
But it's a heavenly chorus of boos, and it is awesome.
Yeah.
Not the fact that they're playing it, but everybody hates it. And they welcome whoever, and they play their fight song, and everybody go, because the boos then transition into Rocky Top, which
Right.
makes Rocky Top even better.
Right.
And I hate that. Part of me hates that we do it because nobody else does it. I don't want to welcome anybody. I want them
Right.
to feel as unwelcomed as possible.
But what makes someone feel more unwelcomed than booze?
That's true. So then you get to boo everybody, and then they're like, and now here's for the Vol fans, here's Rocky Top, and then it just goes, everybody goes ballistic.
Right.
Underrated part of my Saturday for home games in the fall.
Yeah. And then after that, which I is the national anthem before that or after that?
They play the national anthem first. They take the field
Okay,
and play
that's
the
right. And I think that part is incredible because you're talking about you get in the stadium and it just at its like idle level, it can be hard to hear what's going on. But the national anthem, they get ready to do that, and it goes silent. You'll hear the cadence down the field where the ROTC is marching out with the flags and everything. And you get through that, you get through the flyover, get through running through the tee and everything. And I mean it goes insane. And then by that point, are you kicking off or are you getting kicked off too? And Logan, I just want you to close your eyes and just think about the fact,
Yeah.
not think about, but like the arena, like you can feel the sun, like it's warm or cool, whatever part of the day it is, but you can smell the popcorn. Depending on how the people around you are, you can smell the beer and the Coke in the air. You smell the hot dogs. The smell of a football arena, and the flyovers going. The players have taken the field, and you just start to hear this sweet music.
Yeah.
And the players line up, and I mean, it's just I don't even know what we're allowed, how long we're allowed for this to play. I just want the drums to hit. Those drums hit, and you just know it's football time in Tennessee. And I just don't know if there is a better feeling in Neyland outside of winning, obviously, than that moment. Because then the drums stop and the guitar starts to hit, and I mean, it just you can't get much better than this. I mean, I just shout out to Wolf Mother, Joker, and the Thief. I'm sure other players do it. Also, this is one of the best parts about the college football game is they put this in there.
I was going to tell you, did you know that they put that in there?
Yeah, but it's just like you get to this part, and I mean, it doesn't get much better than this when the football kicks off and you just know it's time. Like it can't. I don't know of a better feeling than that. And the ball gets kicked off, and who knows what happens from there. You know, at this point with how the football games are, every game is a different thing. But by far, the opening kickoff with that song is my favorite part of a Saturday. Because everything is building up to that moment, and you just don't know. Like, and there's something about the crowd too, where they get super hyped for that, and you know, they're just Tennessee's going to kick it through the back of the end zone, so nothing happens anyway. So the crowd gets a little bit quiet, and then the players take the field. Ideally the defense is going out there first because that's what's the most fun. You already have like this peak of energy. And that the defense can take the field first and the fans can get that burst of energy out to start, man, there's not a better spot in college football than that.
It's good. You know, they play before basketball, football, and then, like you said, they put it in the football game. So it's a good start. And then, you know, whoever the kicker is at the time, because it seems like every kicker, every kickoff specialist Tennessee has now boots it through the end zone, but it always goes
Right.
through the end zone. So, yeah, that is tier one
Yeah.
for sure.
There is not a better spot to be, and there's so much that goes into it, and I know that there are plenty of people that put in all the work for that. And you know what? If you hear this and you're one of those people, thank you, because I mean I haven't been to many other SEC stadiums. I've been to Jordan Hare. And I think Jordan Hare's the only other one I've been to up to this point. That'll change. Go to Kyle Field, get to see what that cult does. But I mean, yeah, you get done with the game, and I mean, honestly, even especially after wins, leaving Neyland, regardless of what time it is, and phenomenal time. And
Yeah.
sometimes after losses, it's still a relatively fun walk. I mean, not necessarily fun, but I mean, after the Georgia game, it wasn't like some of the other after the Oklahoma game, because at least after the Georgia game, it's like, oh, we weren't supposed to do that, But
Yeah.
it just, yeah, I,
That walk
I
a whole lot better knowing too that we park in a good spot and we're
well,
10 minutes from my house.
that too, that too. Logan, anything else about football, about Saturdays in the fall that's just like, hey, this is the
I
best
mean,
part.
I mean, them tailgate nachos from Dead End Barbecue hit different on Saturdays in the
That
fall.
is true.
Eating your
That is
tailgate
true.
nachos on the. I guess my last one is eating your tailgate nachos, from Dead End Barbecue on the way to watch the band play. And
Mm,
salute to the hill. Not many things better than that. I'm just telling you. And I'm a football guy. I'm not even a music guy, but that love that part.
yeah.
I always get mad if I miss it, which I don't usually. But
Oh
it's not
man.
the same if you miss it.
No, absolutely. Well, if you are listening and you're like, hey, you guys missed something, drop it in the comments. Let us know. But we really appreciate you all listening. This was fun. I got goosebumps multiple times thinking about different parts of Saturdays. And I can't wait. And I hate that I may have to wait till October to get to experience. Actually, no. I think it's the end of September is confirmed for me. But we'll see. Outside of your wife deciding to go with you to the Texas game, I will gladly be purchasing that ticket since my wife does not want to go to a noon kick.
Well, just sell one of yours and you can just come anyways.
But we'll see. So,
You can still sit with us, even if she goes.
right, right. We'll see. We'll see. So, appreciate you all for listening, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.